students, welcome to my Abhyas. My name is Sahana KS and I'm your physics educator. So we were discussing the chapter electric charges and fields from second year, and we were at the point where we discussed the derivation of your first, that is the first derivation of your second year, and that was nothing but the field intensity on an axial line due to a dipole. So we got the expression as E axial is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p divided by x cube, right? So similarly, now we will have a look into the derivation of the field intensity on an equatorial line of a dipole. Okay, so what is a dipole? Dipole is nothing but it is a pair of two equal and opposite charges, right? So what do you mean by equatorial line, or what do you mean by transversal line? Because equatorial line is also called as transversal line. Clear? So coming to the point here, we have to find the intensity whenever the point is at the point is on an equatorial line. So here I have minus q charge and here I have plus q charge, which are placed at the point A and point B. So this is nothing but it is my electric dipole. So if it is my electric dipole, then the distance between minus q and plus q is 2a. So the equatorial point I will be taking at the point P here, which is called as transversal. That is, whenever this line, when I extend it, it breaks exactly into two parts. Clear? So moving on to the first thing, we have to find out the electric field intensity, that is the electric intensity at this point P. Clear? So in the axial line, we took exactly to the horizontal, but here in the equatorial line, we will be taking it into the perpendicular. Okay, so now moving on to the next, what we should do. First thing is, see here, from the plus q charge. So we know that plus q charge or the positive charges give the electric lines of force outward, right? So here the electric field intensity will be in this direction, that is E2 vector. Okay, and the next one is whenever I take minus q. So minus q means what is happening? There is a force of attraction. So force of attraction, in the sense the electric lines of force are moving away, that is moving outside, outward you can say. So here the electric lines of force are moving outward, right? So the forces here, whatever are acting, are at E1 intensity and also the E2. So first we will find out at plus q what is the electric field intensity. Clear? So that is, for example, when I take electric field intensity due to plus q charge. Okay, due to plus q charge, the electric field intensity is equal to, or you can take this as E2. Okay, that is equal to, what do we have the formula? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by. Okay, so here you can see this is A, this is A. Okay, and here this is, we have x. So what does the hypotenuse have? So hypotenuse is nothing but it is root of x square plus a square, right? Because of the Pythagoras theorem. So when I put it here, like this is actually a r square. So now I have in the place of r, I have root of x square plus a square. So what I'll do, instead of r, I'll be just placing as x square plus a square root the whole square. So what happens? Square root and square get cancels, and I'll be getting around 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by x square plus a square. Clear? So this is the electric field intensity due to the charge plus q. So now moving on to the charge of minus q, what do I get? Okay, so that is E of minus q. That is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, okay, q divided by, again the same. So here I have A, when I consider this triangle, here this is A and here it is root of again x square plus a square. So similarly I will be writing here, that is root of x square plus a square whole square. Okay, so square root and square get cancels, and I will be getting around 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by x square plus a square. Clear? So now you can compare electric field intensity due to plus q charge and electric field intensity due to minus q charge are the same. That is, the magnitude is the same, but the direction is getting changed. Because see here, you can see, right? Due minus q is getting the point, or if you keep a test charge, minus q attracts, okay, but plus q repels, right? So the force of attraction here and the force of repulsion here. Clear? So now if the magnitude is same, then there is no need of adding up, because I'll just take the electric field intensity common, that is E. Okay, that is E vector will be my electric field intensity, which I'll be taking it in the common. So now I have to find out the resultant field intensity, because I got to know that E of plus Q is same and E of minus Q is same. So now if I find out the resultant, if I have to find out the final resultant intensity, then I have to take some specifications here. So what are those? Concentrate, because these are very important. Okay, so now here at point P, the electric field intensity due to plus Q charge is E2. Okay, so for E2 what it is? For that is E2 this is, and for this it is E1. Okay, so now what I'll do here, I have P. Now I have to find out the resultant. So I have two vectors, that is E2 vector and E1 vector. Clear? Now I have to find out the resultant. So if I have to find out the resultant, then first the force. For example, this line is parallel. Okay, so if this line is parallel and if the magnitudes are the same, that is this side and this side both are same, then which type of triangle it is? It is an equatorial triangle or equilateral triangle, right? So if it is an equilateral triangle, then what happens? Here I'll take the angle as theta. Okay, then the alternating angle will be theta here. Okay, if I take this line parallel to this. Okay, and another one is here I have theta, then the corresponding angle will be theta. So now after this I have to resolve E2 and E1 using the vector law. Okay, and I have to find out the resultant. So when I use it, what happens? I'll get a R vector here, that is a resultant vector, or I can just take this as E sine theta. Okay, and towards X I'll get E sine theta again due to minus Q charge. This is for plus Q charge and that is for minus Q charge. But then what happens? Because of this resultant I get it as E cos theta. So here it is E cos theta, and here also due to minus Q charge also you will get E cos theta. So now here you can see E sin theta get cancelled out because we are finding out the resultant using the multiplication of vector. Okay, that is using the triangle law of vectors and also the parallelogram law of vectors. So here when I just take two parallel lines, then I am using this law of vector multiplication. That's why I am getting the resultant E sin theta, which are opposite and equal, and they cancel out. Okay, but in the second case what is happening here, I have gotten 2 cos theta. Okay, so that is 2 E cos theta I will be getting. The resultant intensity, that is field intensity, is equal to what? 2 E cos theta. Right. So after this, here I know the value of E. So what will be the value of E? It is nothing but 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by x square plus a square. So that only I'll be just writing it down. That is, I'll be just substituting. That is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by x square plus a square. Okay. What about the cos theta now? So when I consider any triangle here, okay, when I consider any triangle, then what is here I have theta. Okay, so if I want to define cos theta here, what will be my thinking is, first thing, cos theta is nothing but it is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So adjacent divided by hypotenuse means what? I'll be getting a divided by root of x square plus a square. That is into a divided by root of x square plus a square. Clear? So that is a divided by root of x square plus a square. So this is equal to what? So this is equal to what? So you can see here, this will be equal to 2, okay, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q into a divided by x square plus a square, the whole raised to 1 this is, into root of x square plus a square. Okay, so 2q and a, okay, that is 2q and a is nothing but what? It is the electric dipole moment. We have studied it, right? So that is P is equal to 2q L, or instead of L I have taken it here as A. So I will be just taking it as A. Clear? 2qa. So 2qa in the sense, what I can write? I'll just take this 4 pi epsilon naught outside. Okay. Then after this, so 4 pi epsilon naught I'll take outside. Then 2qa is nothing but it is P divided by x square plus a square, the whole raised to what I'll get? 3 by 2. 3 by 2 why? Because square root is 1 by 2 and x square plus a square is nothing but it is the power to 1. So 1 by 2 plus 1 gives me 3 by 2. Clear? So here P divided by x square plus a square, the whole raised to 3 by 2. Now if I take a square, okay, a square is very less than, okay, it's more less than or very less than x square, or neglecting a square you can say. That is, if x square is greater than a square, then what is happening? That is, if then this will be neglected. So if this get neglected, what I'll get? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by x square, the whole raised to 3 by 2 I'll get. Okay, so if I get that, this goes, then what happens? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by x cube I'll get. Right, so this is the expression for the equatorial line. So we got the expression of electric field intensity on the equatorial line as E is equal to, that is E equatorial is equal to what? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by x cube. Right. So coming to the axial, what we had? E axial is equal to, so E axial is equal to what? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Oh, so this is P, not Q. This is P vector and this is 2P vector divided by x cube. So when I compare both of this, that is the E equatorial and also E axial, what do I have? That is, when I compare it, the axial line has double strength when compared to equatorial line, right? Because see, a 2P vector, here I have only the P vector. So 2P vector means what? The strength is more, right? That is the double strength. So axial line has double strength when compared to the equatorial line. So here you can see the electric field intensity when it is along the, when the point is along the axial line, that is when it is straight to the dipole, and also when it is perpendicular to the dipole. So when it is straight to the dipole, the strength is more, and when it is perpendicular, the strength is less of an electric dipole. Clear? So I hope this has been clear to you, and if there are any issues according to the derivation or according to the according to your like understanding, then please let me know so that I can clear it as soon as possible. Clear? So now we'll find out the torque experienced by a dipole in an electric field. So we have seen what is torque in the first year PUC, like whenever we are studying rotational motion. So why is this coming inside electric field? So the first point here is, whenever I consider a uniform electric field, okay, so it is moving here like this in this direction.